नमः ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिन्निधि नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादी भाष्यादेशधारिणे जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, everyone. Thank you for joining. So we'll continue our reading back to continuation of Damodar Lila. In between, we read a little bit, not read, but we discussed the Govardhan Lila and some life lessons from the Govardhan Lila. Now going back to the Damodar Lila. And so in the Damodar Lila, we are reading that how Krishna was bound and finally Krishna looked at the trees, Yamala Arjuna tree, who were originally the two sons of Kuver, Nal Kuvar, and Manigriv. And then, though Krishna was playing the part of small child covered by the Yogamaya Shakti, and Krishna forgot his all his good godhood, but that is not out of ignorance. That is by his own sweet will. Krishna is an actor, and then Yogamaya is the director. Tells that what Krishna should do. But actually, the original script writer is also Krishna. So Krishna only guides Yogamaya, and then Yogamaya acts to as a director to tell Krishna. So Krishna, though acting as a small child, forgotten completely about his own godhood. But whenever it is required to remember, then he remember, oh, I had to do something about that. These two sons of Kuvera, I need to deliver because my devotee has given the words. And this is also another Krishna's Bhakti Vasalda, that Krishna never let the words of his devotees go wrong. So I remember immediately, and then Krishna has to start acting. But that Parikshit Maharaj was quite curious that what happened to these two sons of Nalkuvar and Manigriv. What did they do that even the says like Narad Muni got angry with them? So what the story? So then he started to narrate the story that how these two sons of Kuvera, Nalkuvar and Manigriv, they're very opulent, very powerful, but and they are so elevated that they in fact had the association of Lord Shiva. So they become very proud. So even in the Govardhan Leela also we are seeing and reading and understanding that, as this saying goes like pride comes before fall. So we saw that how Indra also become little proud, and that is when Krishna wanted to teach him the lesson. So same in the story with these two sons. They were very opulent, very elevated, and they become very proud. So in that one time they go to uh, you know in the Mount Kailash, and there there's Mandakini river, Mandakini Ganga. They are just fully intoxicated by this drink called Varuni, and then accompanied by some women, and they're enjoying fully intoxicated with some women like that. So when that was happening, they're enjoying the young girls intoxicated state, and then it so happened that Narad Muni, a great sage, he happened to pass. So the Bhagavatam says that by the great fortune, some auspicious opportunity for these two boys, that this great sage Narad Muni, he appeared by chance, and then he saw that they're intoxicated, rolling their eyes, and he could understand their situation. So it is said that this is very rare opportunity for anyone in the entire universe, in the entire creation. Sadhu Sangha, Sarvaka Shastra Go, Lava Madhura Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Ho, even a momentary association with a devotee, and especially the pure devotee, Devarishi like Narad Muni. If there's a momentary association happen, the trajectory of life can immediately change. Right. So though Narad Muni came there and he will see, we read in the verses that he cursed them, but still it is being considered as very auspicious. So the association of a devotee, association of a Vaishnava, association of a Mahabhagavata, pure devotee, it is in all situation considered as very, very auspicious. Brahmand Brahmite kaun bhagyavan jeev, Guru Krishna Prasade Bhai Bhakti Lada Vich. So it is that in the entire Brahmand, entire universe, kaun bhagyavan jeev, who is that rare soul, very few rare souls who get the special mercy. Guru Krishna Prasade Bhai. They get the mercy of Guru and Krishna. And because of that mercy, because of that association of pure devotee, Bhakti Lata Beach, they get the seed of Bhakti, which is otherwise not possible at all in the entire creation. No matter somebody is very, very pious, somebody does a lot of charity, a lot of pious activities, how much ever punya somebody urge, but still one cannot secure this Bhakti Lata Beach. This Bhakti Lata Beach has to come by the mercy of a pure devotee. Guru Krishna Prasad Bhai, Bhakti Lata Beach. Right? So people are wondering, Brahmand Brahmide, Kaun Bhagyavan Jeev, Manusha Nam, Shastresu, Kishide, Siddha, Bhavu Nam, Janma Nam Ande. So these are the kind of descriptions we read that many, many lifetimes we have been wondering, whatever, so many things we are doing. But still there's no possibility that one get the seed of bhakti unless somebody comes in association with a bona fide spiritual master. And that is also, that guidance also comes, that opportunity is also being granted by the grace of Krishna. And when we come in touch with a pure devotee, then we get Krishna. Otherwise, we cannot understand Krishna. We may say, oh, yeah, Krishna is this, Krishna's story and all that. But tattvataha, evam yo veti tattvataha. The actually understanding Krishna is not possible without the mercy of pure devotee. So Narad Muni comes here by some good fortune of these two sons. And when he saw that, and these people also saw that Narad Muni, great sage, so all these young girls, suddenly they become a little conscious. They try to, cover their body and then they escaped. They were little conscious that, is a great sadhu here and we are in kind of a, unaccepted condition. So they immediately covered and they just went away. But these two sons of Kuber, they were so intoxicated, they did not care about Narad Muni. They were just lying in the same state of intoxicated, not properly dressed, and they remained like that. So then, when Narad Muni saw that situation, intoxicated, and they're so puffed up because of their opulence and this false prestige and all of that. So Narad Muni, because naturally, these great devotees, these great sages, they're naturally very, very kind, compassionate, and very concerned. So out of that compassion to show them the special favor, the mercy, he thought I had to do something about it. So we should take it very, very, you know, rightly from the scriptures that when Narad Muni is cursing, it is not like he got angry or he was very upset or he got offended. That, oh, you guys are not like even showing me the respect. What is this? This is not the way. Now I'll use my power and I'll curse you. It's not like that. It is out of the kindness and the compassionate heart that Narad Muni, a great sage, he thought I had to do something about it. These people are so lost in that as being a son of such a great personality like Kuber, and look at their situation. So I had to do something about that. So then he thought, okay, I had to curse them. Now this curse is not coming out of, that anger. It is not coming from the space of anger. It's coming from the space of compassion, concern, the kindness. Right. So the example is given, the Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives the example that sometime in when a child is asleep very deeply, in deep sleep, and then father wants to give some medicine, right, and child is sleeping. So the father may go and pinch the child just to, wake the child up from the sleep so that he can give the medicine. So this kind of curse from all these great devotees are like the father is trying to cure the disease of the material blindness by punching them, by cursing them. So this is how we understand this curse. So even the curse of a pure devotee is also a great fortune. It's not easy to even get the curse. Of course, we are not very elevated that we aspire, we desire that maybe one great devotee, one great sadhu should come and curse me. We may not ask like that, the boon, But we understand that even the curse, the chastisement from the Vaishnavas, from the devotees, sometimes, they are like little strong and little uh, use the language which is like mildly chastise and scold and like that. So one should not take it on the ego, "Hey, how this devotee can scold me like this, how he can chastise me like this. He doesn't know like who am I. We might be whatever, whoever, but to get anything from a sadhu, pure devotee, is always a blessing. It is always auspiciousness. So Narad Muni is thinking that I have to do something about it. So then he thought, okay, I have to give them the curse, and a special curse. So Narad Muni that says that among all the attractions of material enjoyment, the attraction of riches bewilders one's intelligence more than having beautiful bodily features. Taking birth in an aristocratic family and being learned. When one is uneducated but falsely puffed up by wealth, the result is that one engages his wealth in enjoying wine, women, and gambling. See, when people becomes blind, bewildered, their intelligence is bewildered by all this, uh, opulence, and there's a no, and they try to use all their wealth and their opulences in this wine, women, and gambling. They become more and more sinful, when so much they earn or something, if they're not properly guided. So it is very, very important that people they work hard to, earn a lot of money. But more than the money is also good. We need all this. There's nothing wrong in that. But if money comes without the values, then that money, that earnings will become the reason for our degradation. Instead of elevating ourselves, we'll degrade ourselves by engaging in kind of sinful activities. And the guidance is not there, the value system is not there, especially the spiritual values are not there. Then invariably the person, as soon as he makes money, will engage in all kinds of sinful activities like wine, women, and gambling. So this is what happens. So there's different natures. In the nature, you see the different modes are acting. Satogun, Rajogun, Tamogun. So you see, in this modern age, mostly the major crowd, major population is influenced by Rajogun and Tamogun. And as a result of the influence of Rajogun and Tamogun, Kama Loba Dayashe, Tada Rajastamo Bhava Kama Loba Dayashe, Chede Tirana Vidyam, Siddham Sattve Prasidati. So when somebody acts under the influence of Rajogun and Tamogun, then what he will be doing? Kama Lobha Dayashe. He'll be engaged in all this lust, greed, and all those kind of sinful activities only. Right. So they becomes very proud and puffed up and ignorant about the right values, and they try to enjoy the riches in all kinds of sinful means like that. So Narad Muni considered all this in case of these two boys, and then he would sense that so much pride in the wealth of their father. Kuber is like treasurer of the demigods, so much opulence. So he said, "Oh, these boys are gone bad, and they got spoiled. So I had to do something about it." So like that, Narad Muni was thinking, and then because of this boy, they're unable to control their senses. They're falsely proud to their riches or their birth in aristocratic family, and so much they are into that bodily concept, and they're thinking that this body is going to be like forever young and energetic, as if it will never grow or become old or die, and like that. So thinking all of this situation, Narad Muni is talking all this. So he's saying that while living, one may be proud of one's body, thinking oneself a very big man, minister, president, or even demigod. But whatever one may be, after death, this body will turn either into worms, into stool, or into ashes. So this is what is the end of the body. No matter that it's a king's body, it's the most beautiful body, it is most powerful body, whatever it is, you know, the end is this. It will turn into the worms, stool, and ashes. Same different tradition. After the death, somebody burn, somebody bury, somebody, in some tradition, they put the dead body for some vultures to eat. So when they eat, it will turn into stool. They'll pass like that. So either it will become the stool, or if somebody burns it, it will become ashes, or when they bury, some bombs will come and they'll finish it off. So like that. So one should never become puffed up of this body, all material opulences and whatever bodily, possessions and like that. So if one kills poor animals to satisfy the temporary whims of the body, one does not know that he will suffer in his next birth. For such a sinful miscreant must go to hell and suffer the results of his actions. Yeah. So this is the lesson. So Narad Muni is thinking here. We can just quickly read one purport by Srila Prabhupada. Let me open this. In this verse, the three words Krami, Vid, Bhashma are significant. After death, the body may become Krami, which means bombs. And for if the body is disposed of without cremation, it may be eaten by worms, or else it may be eaten by animals like hawks and vultures and be turned into stool. Those who are more civilized burn the body, and thus it becomes ashes, bhashma, samgitam. Yet all the body will be turned into worms, stool, or ashes. Foolish person, just to maintain it, commit many sinful activities. This is certainly regrettable. The human form of body is actually meant for jivasya tattva jigyasa, enlightenment in knowledge of spiritual values. Therefore, one must seek shelter of a bona fide spiritual master. Tasmat Gurum Prapadyeta, one must approach a guru. Who is a guru? Shabde Parecha Nishnatam. A guru is one who has fully transcendental knowledge. Unless one approaches a spiritual master, one remains in ignorance. Acharyan Purusho Veda. One has full knowledge about life when one is Acharyavan. Acharyavan. Controlled by the Acharya. But one is controlled by Rajogun and Tamogun. But when one is controlled by Rajogun and Tamogun, one does not care about anything. Instead, one acts like an ordinary foolish animal, risking his life, Mrityu Samsara Vartmani, and therefore continuing to go through suffering after suffering. Nate Vidu Swartha Gati Me Vishnu. Such a foolish person does not know how to elevate himself in this body. Instead, he indulges in sinful activities and goes deeper and deeper into hellish life. So Narad Muni is considering all of those things and he want to help these people. So with that thought, with that concern in his mind, he will curse them, which we shall read more tomorrow. Okay, so with this we'll stop.